Hi, I'm Justin Boyd.
I'm Brittany Pacheco.
I'm Mel Kiper.
Tristan Jones.
Desmond A.
And we are the Watchers in the Basement.
Welcome to a very special episode of the Watchers in the Basement. Welcome to the 2022 MCU character draft. Now, today, if the draft hasn't already tipped you off, we're doing a sports style draft with all the wonderful characters that Marvel's given us over the years. So we're gonna draft our teams, and we're gonna let you determine. You, the audience, will determine the winner. So as we say here, we draft, you decide. So Brittany, if you wouldn't mind, we have some rules for the draft so that everybody knows how we're gonna do this. Okay. So in honor of the original 6 Avengers, each person will get 6 selections in this draft. Every MCU character who's been seen or heard on screen through phases 1 through 4 is available to be drafted. However, no animated characters. So What If is out. I'm sorry for those of you who want to take like Captain. Well, no, actually, Captain Carter is available, by the way, because of a certain other movie. Here's a very important rule. Rule number 4: all versions of characters like Spider-Man, Captain America, Black Panther, Thor, etc., the ones who have mantles that can be passed on, they're all available, right? So in our pool right now, we have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, we have Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and of course we have Tom Holland Spider-Man. However, if one of us drafts any one of those Spider-Man, right, the other 2 are off the board. So we can't have a bunch of Spider-Mans in this competition, just like we don't have a bunch of multiple Thors or Captain America or Black Panther. So if a Black Panther is taken, the rest are off the board. However, there are established characters that were in the MCU, before they were given a mantle, like Captain America or Black Panther. Characters such as Sam Wilson and Shuri, also James Foster, who became the Mighty Thor and Thor: Love and Thunder. Those characters are still available. They just don't have the powers of the Mighty Thor or Black Panther or Captain America. So that's going to be a key rule because we don't have multiple versions of characters bouncing around here in the draft. Also, rule number 5: when you select a character, you get the character's past, you get the character's present, but you don't get the character's future. So if you're a big Thaddeus Ross stan, that's cool. That's cool. But you don't get Red Hulk. You get the old guy who now will be played by Harrison Ford in the future. But anyway, that also, like, Frank, like, I know what you're thinking. Like, you want to take Toussaint, right? Go ahead, but you're getting a 5-year-old kid. Okay. You're not getting the future T'Challa Black Panther. So anyway, rule number 6: no trades. And the reason why is it's too complicated, honestly, for us. Maybe in the future we'll do trades in future drafts, but for the first one, no trades. Okay, so each of us will get 2 minutes to make a pick. So not that we're going to use 2 minutes on each pick, hopefully, but we do have 2 minutes to think it over before we make the announcement. And like I said before, the winner will be determined by you, the audience, via a poll on social media. So before we start, how's everybody thinking? How's everybody feeling? And let me start off with Desmond A. You're a fan of our podcast from way back. Yes. This is your first appearance, I believe, on the show.
It is.
So yeah, thanks for joining us. How are you feeling right now going into this all important MCU character draft?
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. Like, when Frank asked me to do it, I was like, what, me? There's a lot of pressure because I'm very, serious about the Marvel characters. I'm very serious about the Marvel movies. So this is something that I actually had to sit and think about. And I was writing down names, crossing them out. So, in my mind, I envision a well-rounded Avengers for me.
Don't fuck up. I'm just joking.
Gotta love Frank with the words of encouragement over here.
Yeah,
Frank is here to stir the pot. I can already tell. I mean, I was talking with someone on Instagram earlier, and she's like, "Ooh, this sounds like it's gonna be fun." I'm like, "Yeah, I can already sense the shit talking."
Yeah,
like about to commence. Frank, thank you very much for kicking that off.
You're so welcome,
Frank. You and me and Tristan probably the most experience with drafts as far as like fantasy drafts or just watching the NFL and NBA draft through the years. What are your thoughts, going into this draft? I mean, I talked to Tristan before and we both did a draft board, a big board. Do you have a big board? Do you have some prospects that you're looking for?
I do, I
Yeah.
do, and a lot of the prospects I'm looking at aren't like fan favorites per se, but as far as power and like abilities, they rival even the Avengers team. So
That's
I got some
right.
sneaky picks.
You stick with Tucson, okay? You
Right.
you go on with your bad self getting Tucson.
Why have a draft if I can't develop
Right.
my talent, man?
Right. Now again, good strategy by Frank. This is a fan favorite draft, and you're gonna not take the fan favorites. It's to be voted on by the audience via popularity. So
It's Moneyball.
very strong strategy at Moneyball. We've got Billy Bean over there.
Don't fuck up
Goodness.
voters. Just saying.
God.
So Tristan, what are your thoughts for this draft?
For me, I have a mix of fan favorites with some I would say sleepers. I wouldn't say that I have like underdogs on here, but I definitely have some sleepers, some that I think the larger populace would not expect to go this high in the draft. But yes, it's about value for me. You know what I mean? Like obviously, I have my stars who I'm going with, and then I just have some really, really, really good role players who can fill in and just make a championship team. And it's all about winning over here, so.
Wow, what a strong opening statement by Tristan. I would expect nothing less, honestly.
No.
So Brittany, we determined before the show, very scientifically, we determined that you had the number 1 overall pick in the draft. What are your thoughts? I mean, honestly, you have the upper hand on everybody because you have the first pick. You can pick anybody. So what are your feelings going into this draft?
A little bit of pressure considering that I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
You know the characters, right? I mean,
this is true. This is true. And I truth be told, I don't have like a real logical strategy behind it. It's just kind of, whatever the wind blows, which way it blows. It's kind of like I have my favorites. I have those that I think are arguably real contenders against my fellow competitors here. So, we'll see how everything turns out.
Sounds good. Okay, so let's talk about the draft order real quick before we get started. So Brittany will pick number 1. Tristan has the number 2 pick. Frank is number 3. Desmond A number 4, and I'm number 5. So we have 5 picks, 6 rounds. If y'all are ready, let's get this started.
All right.
Okay. The 2022 MCU character draft is now underway. Brittany, you're on the clock.
Oh, goodness.
I mean,
Same clock I use for my class presentation.
thank you, YouTube.
YouTube for the motherfucking win.
It makes the loudest noise once it goes up.
Oh, well, I don't think we're going to do that here. Hopefully, you know what? Just I'm turning off the volume on it. Just
I swear, Brittany, you draft a Derek Carr,
stop it.
a Bubby Brister, the top pick.
Frank,
I am going to let you have
who's
it.
Who's a Derek Carr MCU character?
The security guy who when they were in the elevator in Avengers.
That's great. That's a good one.
He is available, but I don't have the name. So, Brittany, what are you thinking? You're almost a minute. Yeah.
So honestly, like I'm looking for power. Okay,
Yep.
First round pick. I'm choosing first.
Overall. Yeah.
First overall, I'm gonna go with. I think I might have my person narrowed down, but I'm looking at the list just to cover my bases, make sure.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for power. I'm looking for real solid power, and like I said, someone who's going to be a great contender next to my fellow competitors here. But you know what? I think I'm good. I think I'm good with my pick. So I'm going to stop the clock.
Very good. Very good, Tristan. Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, you're gonna have to do that like 20 something more times.
Hey, listen,
get ready.
As someone who does the ad libs when I'm in the car, like
oh my goodness.
It's like watch the draft or two. Yeah.
It's like every time before I start the intro video, before we start our pod, Tristan will always start. It's great.
Sound effects over here, Tristan.
All right.
Okay, so here we go with the first overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft. presented by the Watchers in the Basement. I'm not going to say that every time, but presented by the Watchers in the Basement. Brittany, who do you take at number 1 overall?
Brittany takes the Scarlet Witch.
Fuck.
Damn,
Wow.
damn good pick. God
what?
damn.
If I could have predicted, I would have said you're taking Wanda.
Okay.
Yep.
Also,
get it.
we're like best friends, so like you know me pretty well. Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
That's a quality pick.
thank
It
you.
is.
Thank you.
Wow.
Like I said, I'm looking for power. I'm looking for power.
Fuck, that's power.
Arguably, I think she is the
The most powerful, maybe.
most powerful in the whole MCU universe. I think there's a couple of other contenders like same like on par with her, but I feel like Scarlet Witch, Manda Maximoff. Wow, I just totally changed her name. Wanda Maximoff is someone who is a great rival to many out there. But don't worry, I've got other good picks. I think once we get into the second round.
I just
Strong
knew I was gonna
start.
get her in the second round. I knew she was gonna fall to the second round, and she got nabbed with the top.
I
pick.
mean, do you think it's a reach, Frank? Do you think
No,
too
it's
early
not.
for-
No,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
great
Okay.
pick, but like,
Yeah.
like you said, just there's so many characters in the MCU, and oftentimes people get forgotten, especially powerful characters. But I really think WandaVision really put like her powers in the forefront and reminded people like some motherfucker who could have beat Thanos with the goddamn glove. So with the gauntlet. So no, that's a great pick.
I originally had Wanda number 3 on my big board.
Oh,
Wow.
Before I did some
She's my number 1.
reshuffling. She was
Oh!
very high up there. That's fine. I've often argued that the best position to be in a draft is number 2.
Yep.
Because once the first pick is taken off, you get a clearer vision.
Right.
And it really makes the decision easy. But this is an easy one.
Okay, so you're on the clock. So let's put the clock up real quick. Tristan's on the clock with number 2.
He might not even need a clock.
I think. Are you already
You
ready?
don't need a clock.
Stop the clock, Brittany. I'm sorry.
Pick is in.
Pick is in.
Here
we go.
Second pick.
I'm going to announce it. Then I'm going to
Oh.
go to you. Yeah. Hey,
give Justin his one job.
This is my
Sorry,
dream too
sorry.
to be the announcer. Yeah.
I got it. Got you.
With the second overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Tristan selects.
The whole Avengers select. We select the Black Panther, T'Challa, King
Good pick.
T'Challa, the second overall pick. I mean, for this pick, I wanted to go with like just a 5-tool player. You know, like somebody who just had everything. So we got combat skills. We have just the natural charisma of a character, somebody who you could build a franchise around. Obviously, one of the smartest, like 99 percentile smartest people on planet Earth, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just has everything. Just literally has everything. Rich as hell, benevolent, everything that you want in a superhero. He's that. He's Steph Curry for me. Like he checks off every box for a franchise player. So yeah, we're going with King T'Challa, the Black Panther. You know, son of T'Chaka. You know, easy pick for us.
It's a great pick.
Picking John Morant with the number 2 pick. Like it's so easy.
There you go. And I don't think it's going to be Sam Bowie. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. I figured Black Panther was going to be a first round pick. And so he comes at number 2. So that means that Black Panther Shuri is off the board. Black Panther T'Chaka also would be off the board. However, there's another character who has the powers of the Black Panther, who had the powers of the Black Panther, I should say. He was not ever really called Black Panther, though. So technically still available in our draft. I just want to mention that.
Good to know.
So, yeah.
That was going to be my next question. It's like, is someone else still available?
There is a character still available. I don't think he's going to go next, but we'll see because Frank has the number 3 pick.
All right. Do I even bother putting up the clock just out of curiosity?
Yeah, because I got to add some dramatic effect and like break this character down before I actually say my pick.
Frank's on the clock for number 3.
So the first 2 picks were great. This third pick, I'm going to submit only because he's not only a god, but he's one of the more powerful entities in the MCU. If he would have hit Thanos in the head, Endgame would never even been a movie. It would
Wow.
have ended right there. So my third pick, I'm going with Thor Odinson.
All
Wow.
right.
Good pick.
That-
Obviously, an OG Avenger, the first OG Avenger to go off the board. I thought there might be a couple other characters that now I'm very pleased to hear that are still available.
that-
I will be getting likely one of those characters unless I go another way.
well, I mean, Desmond is still in
Yeah,
front of
she's
you, Justin,
next.
so she could take
Yeah,
she
she's
could take your
next.
pick.
Any other thoughts on Thor going number 3 overall?
Frank makes a very good argument about had it not been for Thor, not going for the head to Thanos, we wouldn't have had the second movie. Just kidding. We wouldn't have had Endgame. I don't know why I'm saying
Yeah, I mean,
second movie.
Star-Lord kind of messed up too, right?
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, honestly, will he be drafted? I'm not sure if we're going to see a Star-Lord come off the board in this
not by me.
draft.
I'm just gonna say it right here. Not by me.
If you're talking about
Honestly,
most
if I had
idiotic
Thor-
characters, he's probably number 1.
If I had Thor, I would trade him for like 2 other first round picks. I think I can get good value for
Trade
Thor.
down.
I think
Yeah.
he's a little over.
I think he reached a little bit.
I think I understand. Like he has all the physical attributes. He jumps off the page, but I think I can get some good value for him.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Okay,
fair.
okay.
That's fair.
Okay,
Okay.
Desmond A, you have number 4.
Oh God.
Are you ready? The clock. The clock started. You're on the clock.
I love the fact that Frank, you did ask Desmond A to join us because like Justin said earlier in the show, she's been a long time follower of ours. Really appreciate it, and she's repping the Watchers by the shirt that we sent her,
Right here.
which I love. So getting
it.
getting another fan on here and getting her perspective because she says she takes the MCU very serious. It's gonna be good. So. Desmond A. Go ahead.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the number 4, with the number 4 pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Desmond A selects.
I have to go with the original Captain America, Steve Rogers.
Oh, I knew it.
So close. So close. Repping Cap.
I'm sorry. I'm
so
sorry.
close.
I'm sorry.
I knew
Wow.
it.
I'm hurt.
I figure for my team, I need a natural leader, and that's just Steve Rogers. He is a leader. He brings out the best in everybody. And, he is powerful in his own ways, super strong, super fast. And he can now lift up Thor's hammer, which, is power to me. So I had to go with Captain America.
To be fair, Desmond, I can make the point that he could always lift his hammer and just didn't want to show out.
Well, he was able to lift it when it mattered. So therefore, I want him on my team.
Dang. She makes a great argument though with selecting Cap because he is such a natural leader, and also he's America's ass. So not a bad quality to have.
Also, with Captain America Steve Rogers taken, now that means Captain America Sam Wilson off the board. Captain America John Walker, who probably never was going to get picked anyway, off the board.
XFL draft. That's where he goes. Fuck that guy.
The XFL draft. Oh, that's great.
But does that mean U.S. Agent is still available?
U.S. Agent's available. Sam Wilson, the Falcon, is still available.
Right.
But the Captain America versions are off the board. So,
all right.
Wow, Desmond A, I'm glad you joined the show. But
I am too.
What a crushing blow! Because as y'all are making your picks, I'm like, well, I'm going to get Captain America for sure. This is meant to be. You know what though, Brittany, put me on the clock.
All right. Someone. Desmond A said, "Hold my beer," and took it away from Justin.
I mean, I'm hurt because Captain America is my favorite MCU character.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's another character who is the best character in the MCU.
Oh.
I think this should have been the number 1 pick in the draft. And This guy, billionaire, philanthropist, genius, playboy. I think you know where I'm going. Brittany, stop the clock.
Yep, he's going with Ant-Man.
With the 5th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Justin, that's me, selects Tony Stark, Iron Man. Come on, guys. Like, this is the MCU. I am Iron Man. Snap. Like, come on. That's a no-brainer pick.
That's fair. I mean, because his character definitely kicked off the MCU, and he started the MCU Infinity Saga phase, and it was a great conclusion for his character. It's a great pick. Great pick. You can't go wrong. I mean, I don't think you really can go wrong with any of these characters that we've all chosen thus far. I mean, just because of the different qualities, and we all have our own strategies, or none at all. Me. But yeah, Iron Man. Iron Man's a solid pick.
Yeah. Solid as in the best pick. So
well, you have a supporter, Justin. Faith.
There we go.
Faith says Tony would have been my first pick as well.
So. My little cousin. What's up, little Faith? What's going on?
Oh, well, appreciate little cousin being here.
I like that all our first picks are basically, they're all franchise. Guys, like all franchise guys and women like that can like really carry a squad like literally by themselves. It's good.
Yeah, there's another character out there that I'm surprised none of us took, but now that I think about it, probably should have taken it. But anyway, let's move on.
I think I'm doing some reshuffling based on that first pick.
I know. I think I'm doing it too.
I may get
top
my
talent left.
Top 3 top picks, and that's wow.
So let's start the second round now. Brittany, you have the 6th overall pick, the first pick in round 2. You're on the clock.
All right. So
go for
it. My thing is, do I continue with this strategy of power, or do I potentially take other favorite picks of y'all's? Because with the exception of Desmond A, I know more or less Tristan's favorites, Frank's favorites, Justin your favorite, what have you. So it's like, do I do it just to be vindictive? Is this characteristic of the kind of team I'm going to build, or am I just going to continue for power? But y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna give this a little dramatic effect and go through the list.
Okay, so Brittany is start off the second round. The second round is often, if you have the first pick of the second round, it's like you have another first round pick, right, Tristan?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Especially when you're drafting with just 5 other people.
Yeah,
I think the 5th round will feel like the first round, to be honest.
Yeah, it's still too much high end talent. Left.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent left.
Yeah. I'm a little torn between 2 characters. It's a little jarring a little bit, but I think I'm going to stick with power, y'all. I think I'm going to stick with power, and I'm going to go ahead and submit my pick. I'm ready.
Okay, stop the clock. With the 6th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Brittany selects
Dr. Stephen Strange.
Oh, of course. And also, thank you.
You're welcome. I think.
Actually,
yeah, I'm glad he's off the board. Appreciate that.
Listen, I mean, next to Wanda, I mean, he's pretty effing powerful. I mean, for making everyone in the world forget about Peter Parker being Spider-Man, or just forgetting Peter Parker in general, is pretty incredible. However,
you forget to pick Spider-Man, also a good trick. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Well, I also don't care for Spider-Man. So
I know you don't.
I'll leave it up to y'all. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking for power, and I think he is a worthy contender to Wanda. I think together on the same team, they could crush like anybody.
A whole lot of magic going on there with Team Brittany.
Hey, I like Harry Potter. I like magic, so it is what it is.
Yeah, she already picked my 1 and number 2.
Oh,
so we're on the same page so far.
So Tristan's up next. Number 7 overall pick. Number 2 in the second round. Let's start the clock.
Starting the clock now.
Won't lie to you, man. I'm in a good position. I've only lost one off my board outside of my pick. So I'm doing some reshuffling with my second and third choices on my big board. At first, like Brittany, I was going with power. I was going with somebody who physically has, large presence. Obviously, one of the best combat guys. I'm also with my second pick. I'm going with another combat guy, smaller. It's been one of my favorite just superhero characters throughout the different iterations of this particular character.
Don't do it.
It's definitely smaller, but small like Ricky Henderson, like really small, but like has some hidden power.
Right.
Very versatile. Can be a star player, can be a role player whenever you need, and we've seen this character be a role player in a major movie. Even though pretty much a larger than life character. Yeah. With that said, my pick is in.
The pick is in. Stop the clock. Okay, with the number 7. With the number 7 overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Tristan selects
the one and only Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Quality.
But which one though? Which Spider-Man?
Tom Holland. Tom Holland.
Okay.
Come on, man. The upgrade. The iPhone 14.
I would have taken it amazing.
So, Spider-Man, for the majority of my life, Spider-Man, Batman were my 2 favorite superheroes. Spider-Man overtook Batman before Black Panther, and now it's a toss-up between those 2. But yeah, I originally had Spider-Man number 3, only because my second pick, I wanted to make sure I got my second pick. But once I saw Brittany was up, I was like, okay, Spider-Man's gonna be there for me. Yep. Beautiful. Now, if I can get my third pick, then I'm cool with. I'm cool with pretty much anything that happens after that. But yeah, okay. Spider-Man.
All right.
Very good pick. I want to point out that Spider-Man is Marvel's most popular character. He's not the MCU's most important just yet, but he's Marvel's most popular. So in a popularity contest, that is an excellent pick.
Can't be mad about it. I actually do like the Tom Holland version of Spider-Man. Peter Parker. Wasn't a huge fan of the others, and that's no disrespect to them. I'm just not a Spider-Man fan. But yeah, good job, Tristan. Happy to have not taken Spider-Man from you or anyone else for that matter. that lays on your shoulders.
So now we go to Frank. Frank's on the clock again. 8th overall pick. Frank, what are you thinking?
Yeah, some quality talents off the board. But like I said, there's plenty of talent left. This pick here that I'm going to submit is another prime superhero who not one of my favorites as far as popularity, but one of the more powerful entities in the MCU. Like Scarlet Witch, this iteration of Scarlet Witch, she also got her powers from Infinity Stone as well. My number 3 pick in the second round.
You ready?
I'm ready to submit my pick.
The pick is in with the number 8 overall, with the 8th overall pick. Jesus. With the 8th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Frank selects.
I'm going to go with Carol Danvers, a.k.a. Captain Marvel.
Wow.
That's a fucking shocker. Oh, my God. We have our first shocker.
Whew.
Wow.
Literally
was not expecting that.
Literally one of the more powerful entities. The movie was not good, but the power is unquestionable. Can rival Thor, can rival Thanos as well with the Infinity Gauntlets. I'm going with power for my first 2 picks, and I'm very comfortable with this. So now with Thor and Carol Danvers, I have a quality, powerful team so far.
Powerful, no doubt, powerful duo. But I mean, Carol Danvers. Also, you could just call her a reach. That's a reach.
Yeah, that
don't hurt yourself reaching. Yeah, that's wow.
I would have never expected that from Frank, like at all.
I'm going all out on power.
Okay. I see my contender. I see you. I see you. Woo! Goodness.
So Desmond A's on the clock again.
Okay.
Number 9 overall pick. Her second pick overall.
Everyone just keeps taking what I was going to say next. Give me a second. Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do.
Oh,
She's ready. Pick's
she's
in.
ready.
That was a fast one. Okay. With the number 9 pick, with the 9th overall pick in the MCU character draft,
Okay.
Desmond A selects.
So I am going to go with the Hulk, Bruce Banner.
Okay.
Hulk was originally my favorite MCU character because I appreciated him for being a scientist. I'm a big science nerd. And then, I love that he had this dichotomy of being, the super nerdy guy, and then he could turn into this big, incredible Hulk. So he was always my favorite character. And I feel for my team that although power and strength is good, I want someone who's also highly intelligent because, we just need someone who could help make plans and to figure stuff out and to help, with coming up with solutions. So that's why I went with the Hulk.
Very good pick.
She said she wanted to make an Avengers team. I think you're doing a great job building that team.
Thank you.
Yeah. The character she just took, I was actually thinking about for my next
Mhm.
pick also. So once again, Desmond, thanks for joining us today. I'm really glad you're here to help us do this. Really appreciate it.
Oh no, you're good. And you've got the support from Frank's little cousin Faith, who says definitely Hulk. So.
Thanks, Faith.
Very good pick. Anybody else want to weigh in on the Incredible Hulk going 9th overall?
Great pick. I mean, this is Mark Ruffalo playing that character, really brought that character into prominence after who I should not name from the Universal solo film, but I mean intellectual ability, power, can literally get more powerful by the more angry he gets.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I met Mark Ruffalo once on the subway. He's actually a really nice guy. So
wow.
Yeah.
That is
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Lucky.
Very cool, dude.
So we're back to me. I'm on the clock. Start the clock. I'm gonna need a few seconds here so y'all can speculate, ask me a question, whatever. But I need to look through my.
So for those of you who are tuning in, let's say through our audio podcast, we appreciate you checking this out. But if you're interested in checking out everyone's list or picks thus far, I'm typing them into our live chat. So be sure to, check out YouTube, subscribe, check out the live chat, and just kind of help keep track of, who's picked what. But don't worry, I'll also be making graphics once everyone has submitted all of their picks, because at the end of the day, you get to decide who is going to win this draft pick, and it better be me. Just kidding. Not just kidding. Justin, how are you doing over there? How are you feeling?
The pick's ready. The pick is in.
Pick is in.
Yeah, just like I feel like the character I'm taking, I feel like it will, my win is inevitable, much like my character. With the 10th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, I select Thanos.
Got it.
Gotta take it.
God damn it. I wanted him.
I had
He was
to.
on my list too.
Oof.
Thanos.
Oof, oof, oof.
So far, for those of you who are listening who might be voting later on, which I hope all of you will, I want to note that me, Justin, I've selected the number 1 hero so far of the MCU and the number 1 villain. So pretty good draft so far. Just saying.
So Justin, a lot of people out there have said that Thanos is right. Do you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. I wish Thanos were real. Like I think he, I don't know. I mean, maybe he was like overestimating, honestly. Maybe it's more. Maybe we gotta, maybe 2/3
genocide.
maybe 2/3, like we'll see.
Well, and considering Desmond A took Captain America and you took Iron Man, I mean, are we going to have to, split ourselves in between y'all two and have our own little civil war. I
I
mean,
think so.
oh boy. Like, how do you feel about that idea, Justin? Just with, you love Captain America. He's your favorite.
Love Captain America, but I love me more. And so this is Team Justin.
That's very
So-
Iron Man. That's
Right.
very Tony Stark of you to say. So
And
I
hey,
think it's appropriate.
If you have Iron Man face off with Cap in this, maybe mythical battle between me and Desmond, that's a good battle, right? But Thanos versus Hulk, we know what happened in Infinity War. We know who won that battle. My guy.
That's a fair point.
Josh Brolin won that one.
We'll see what he does as Cable come Deadpool 3.
There
So,
we go.
gonna
On
be
to
interesting.
round 3.
Man,
Brittany, you're back on the clock.
I am back on the clock, y'all. All right, let me take a look at this list and try to narrow down. Do I want to continue with power? Or I'm going to throw in some surprises. Talk amongst yourselves.
This is where it gets interesting, I think, because we've gone through the top 10 characters in our mind that we've drafted. So now you're getting to where there's still a lot of good talent out there, but are there like overwhelming like game changers available? There might be a few.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think?
I think it's important.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Desmond.
I think it's time for us to start considering, the actual humans who, were just badasses in their own way. I'm seeing a lot of people with, super strength, magic, bad experiments. So, what about the actual regular folk who just, can kick ass?
Desmond A, I'm glad you phrased it that way because I have selected my pick.
Are you ready? And Brittany, if I could bet all the money in the
Better
world,
not, Brittany.
after what Desmond A just said, if I could bet all the money in the world right now, this podcast would end immediately. I'd be a gazillionaire because I know who you're going to pick.
I know what she's going to, and I hate it.
Okay,
So fucking pissed.
Brittany, you're ready, right?
I am ready, Justin.
With the 11th overall pick in the MCU 2022 MCU character draft, Brittany selects.
I'm probably going to lose some friendships over this. Frank, I love you, but you should have never told me to watch this show. I'm picking Daredevil, Matt Murdock.
I knew it. I know you. Damn it.
I know. You know me way too well. Real quick, before we get back into that, I just want to give a shout out to Amber. She said she was sorry she's late, but she's here. Appreciate you being here, Amber. Love you. I'm kicking everyone's ass right now and taking names. So not really. But I did take Daredevil / Matt Murdock. And I think how Desmond A just set it up about, consider the regular people who can literally just kick ass. I mean, Matt Murdock, the man is blind. Okay. He doesn't have superpowers. He has heightened abilities because he's lost his sight. But motherfucker is amazing. Okay. According to She-Hulk 2, spoiler, in case y'all haven't watched She-Hulk yet. Yeah, I need more Matt Murdock. I need to see more Daredevil. And I think he's a great way to kind of round out like the powerful that I have with my first two picks and just actually physically kick some ass, on the ground level. So yeah, I'm happy with my pick. Frank, I love you, but I'm sorry. And I'm not at the same time.
That was gonna be my pick in the third round. I thought I can sneak by the number 3 pick in the third round and snatch him up, but it's cool.
I partially blame you, like I said. So
yeah,
should have never told me to watch it.
I think you've done a great job of taking your favorite characters, right?
I have.
Your top 3 picks are maybe your 3 favorite Marvel characters, period, right?
I think arguably so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's still a couple of others up my sleeve.
Okay. So now we move on. Number 12th overall pick. Tristan's on the clock.
So my big board is not necessarily all my favorites. It's a mixture of like my favorites and just some that I like and I think that can fit with the people around them. And to Desmond A's point, all but one of on my big board were born on planet Earth. Right. So like this is humans, some with, some heightened abilities due to certain things, getting bit by a radioactive spider and whatnot, heart-shaped or whatever.
I think I know who your pick is. I think I know who your pick is.
You
I don't
don't.
know.
I assure you don't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I would love to hear a good guess.
A female
Nope.
redhead. Oh, okay. I was off with female. All right, go ahead.
I think I know who it
Nope,
is.
but you're not. Yeah, not far off.
Okay.
My pick is in.
Pick is in. Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's what you get. That when Tristan picks, you get the audio. Also. Awesome. With the 12th overall pick in the MCU character draft, Tristan selects.
I'm going with a hero, but not in the sense that we know heroes. A war hero, one would say. Definitely comes with power. Very complex character. A lot of demons that he has to fight. I'm going with one Sergeant James Bucky.
Damn it.
Barnes.
Damn it.
Man.
Also
Roll out on him too.
The Winter Soldier.
Yes. Yes. Obviously, one of the best fighters, one of the most feared fighters in the MCU. All he needs is an arm, man. That's it. One arm, like Nas. One mic. One arm. He does damage with it. Yeah, man. He also, one of the. We really see him come of age in one of the best Marvel movies, which is Winter Soldier, Captain America: Winter Soldier, which is a top 3 to 5 Marvel movie. Please see our Marvel movie draft.
Yes.
Our rankings.
Rankings, yeah.
Yeah, going with Sarge, war hero, Sergeant Barnes.
Okay.
That's a huge pick.
That's a really big pick. That was on my list as well. Damn you.
Desmond A, you have Captain America. Were you thinking about that? Does that bum you out?
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about Bucky because, they're best friends. They work really well together. They're giving Iron Man that action. In the Winter Soldier.
Listen.
They were giving the Iron Man that action. So he was definitely on my board. So yeah, that's a good pick, Tristan.
It's a good pick. Yeah, you've got support Tristan from Faith and Trisha, aka the Texas Potterhead. Yeah. Bucky goes hard. Yes. Yeah. That's a good pick.
Got my top 3 on my big board, man. If I can get my top 5, this will be an easy win. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Easy win.
Oh. Well, it's not up to us. It's up to the fans.
Yeah. It's up to the listeners, the viewers. We appreciate it if you would vote later after we determine our teams. But yeah, Tristan's definitely got a strong start. No doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we move to lucky number 13, 13th pick. Frank is back on the clock.
Let's go, Frank.
Clock.
All right.
Yeah. So in the last 3 picks, we've had arguably probably like 3 of the best hand-to-hand combat fighters in the MCU. Mm-hmm. And I have a god and I have a souped up little version of a god in Captain Marvel. So I think I need to go more of the hand-to-hand combat route with this character. This character is a newer character in the MCU. Hand-to-hand combat's probably one of the best out there.
I know who you're taking.
And for me, I need that. I need someone on the ground to, I got 2 flyers. I need someone on the ground. So I'm ready to submit my pick.
The pick is in, Brittany.
All
with
right.
the
one, the only Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Wow. What a strong reaction by Tristan.
Fuck.
Tristan, tell us what are the emotions you're feeling here?
Fuck.
I mean, he fell out of frame. Okay?
God. That was yeah, man. I was really looking to get I think Shang-Chi has like top 5 value for where I had him. So
and I got him the 3rd. So I'm really happy with my value. My ADP, the value of that pick. I'm a guy who's going to be a mainstay for many, many years to come. And I know this draft setup it doesn't has past and present, but man, you look for future tense, man. He's going to be a key player, man. This Kane Dynasty storyline for sure. So, and I got 10 rings too. So even without the 10 rings, the motherfucker's cold as fuck. So
Mhm.
I love this pick.
It's a great pick.
Good selection.
Well done.
I had him 5th on my board.
Wow.
I think out of this whole thing, seeing Tristan's reaction has been my favorite because that was a big blow to him. Like
I had a pivot, T. Like I had Daredevil as my next pick. I had a pivot, so
I had Daredevil in my later rounds because I knew people were gonna forget. And like at worst, you know, some of my bigger players get taken out, I can just slide right in with Daredevil. It was perfect placement. Thank you, Brittany. Oh man,
that's great. That's
So
great.
now we're moving on to pick number 14. Desmond A's back on the clock. Start the clock. Here we go.
Okay. So I definitely have a lot of testosterone on my team. So
Mhm.
need a
That's not a
woman.
bad thing.
I mean, you know, but I definitely need a woman to round it out a bit.
Keep the men in line. I
Yeah.
see you. I see
Yeah. Yeah.
you.
Like, which direction do I go in? Because there's two that I really want, but I don't know which one to go with first.
don't do it, Desmond.
For Tristan's sake, don't do it.
I mean, I don't know you, but I hope we can still be friends after this.
No, spoiler alert: we cannot. If you,
It's all good. It's all good. I think I'm ready.
The pick
All
is
right.
in.
Yeah.
With the 14th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Desmond A selects.
I have to go with the original Wakanda badass herself, General Okoye.
oh,
Wonderful
Pick.
selection.
a sneaky pick right there.
Yep. I mean,
Wonderful.
she's just everything. Like, she's just everything. Hand-to-hand combat, beautiful, badass. Just, I might share her with you, Tristan, because I mean, you do have T'Challa. You know, she is sworn to protect him and all, but you know.
There's no alliances here. Okay, we're on our own.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is the World
Sorry,
Cup of
man.
like MCU characters. Come on, you know. France and England don't like each other. Like we're
Des, I'm not
Oh,
sure if
God.
you watched a couple weeks ago. We was breaking down Wakanda Forever. We all had Okoye top 3, top 4 as far as like hand-to-hand combat. Up there with
Mhm.
Daredevil, Black
Mhm.
Widow, Shang-Chi. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to hand-to-hand combat ability, motherfuckers beating up fucking fishermen, like immortal fishermen, and like
Yeah.
she's a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That not that I have like a list or a board or whatever these guys are talking about, but she was at the forefront of my mind, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm glad that you know you chose her. I think she's a worthy competitor.
Mhm.
Man, I would not want to come up against her. I had my ass sliced and handed to me. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's a really good pick.
So Tristan, are you still friends with Desmond A, or are we a little
I'm pissed. I won't lie to you. I put Okoye very high on my big board because I was like, oh no, nobody's gonna pick Okoye. Yep, that backfired. But I can't get mad at it. That excellent pick. I have a contingency in place for that, but excellent pick. I no complaint. That was excellent. Jeez.
she's needed.
So now we're to the number 15 overall pick. Back to me. Middle of the draft. I gotta say, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I've got some options. There's a lot out there. And I'm really bummed out that I don't have the ones I really want that are available. The Scepter was my idea, and I was hoping I would get like
oh goodness,
the benefit of the doubt. But you know, there's still so many great characters, and I don't know. I'm sure I'm ready to make the call yet because there's a couple of characters. Like now that I look at the list, not sure.
This is like us ranking all 30 films, except it's like your top, those that you would not choose, and it's kind of like the in between stuff that makes it a little bit tricky.
Yeah, I feel like, and the pick is in because as I've gone over this, trying to figure out what's my purpose, and I've been burdened with glorious purpose. I'm taking Loki at number 15.
Love the play on, man. Love the lead in, man. That's perfect.
Trying my best. I appreciate it, Frank.
Justin, read between the lines.
So I knew I was going to upset you, Brittany, because Loki is probably the next on your list of like favorite characters, but dims the brakes in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. I'm taking Loki. I think it's a great character. Also, Loki, a great villain, also a great hero. So, if you're following my drafting, which there is no real strategy, but I'm formulating on the fly, I'm going with top-notch heroes, top-notch villains.
Not speaking to you ever again.
I'm real proud of myself with that one. So,
fuck.
I think I'm forming a pretty good squad.
Amber, don't support him. Don't you support him? How dare you?
I appreciate it, Amber, and please vote later on when we have the poll ready. I will appreciate your vote. After all, we draft, you decide. So, Anyway, let's move on. We're going to the 4th round, right? Let me get my list up here. We're going to the 4th round. And Brittany, you are back on the clock with the 16th overall pick.
Yeah. Shut up. Damn. So, yeah, I mean, you definitely went for one of my favorites, but you know what? I'm going to deviate from favorites and go with something a little different.
Okay.
Go a little different. So I'm going to have to change up my strategy just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Okay. We still have some good contenders here. And, like Trisha said here, the middle is the meat and potatoes of fantasy. I can support that. And Amber says that I support Loki regardless where he's at in all his atrocities. Yes, this is like Daemon Targaryen. We know. Oh, goodness. Who am I going to pick, y'all?
Lot of value still available in this draft.
Yeah, for sure. And do I want to go for someone who's a god, someone who's, a normal
Hawkeye's
person?
a very important player in this.
I think you need to shush.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, all right. You know what?
Are you ready?
My pick is in.
Brittany's pick is in. With the 16th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Brittany selects.
All right. I'm going to go with someone also from the Loki world.
Okay.
It's someone who's going to be the next adversary in this new saga. And it will be He Who Remains.
He Who Remains. Now, that is a very good pick. However, as the rules stipulate,
yes, I know. I'm aware.
You only get the past and present of the character. You do not get the future. And this character has a huge future. Hell, he's got an Avengers movie with his name in it coming up soon. So
does, however, but still in Loki, we did see the outcome of what happened and saw the variants.
Yeah, but
whatever.
Counterpoint to that is his other name is cooler. So
that's whatever. True. That's true. But that's also part of the present. It just hasn't been said yet. It's fine.
I considered that. I considered him too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So Tristan is back on the clock.
Let me reset time.
Pick. Yep.
There we go.
I did not get a Okoye.
Nope.
So officially I had a Okoye 5th on my big board. I got my top 3 and I'm about to get my 4th. I wanted both of these women because I thought them together would be just badass to the nth degree. But somebody took Okoye from me. That's fine. I'm going to roll. I'm still going to get the position I need. Elite. Matter of fact, this character in Okoye, I'm going back and forth countless times over who would win. They'd have to have like a best of 15 series or something like that. But my pick is in. I'm ready.
The pick is in.
Doom, 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 doom. I
got you. With the 17th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Tristan selects.
This is amazing value for this character. With the 17th pick, I'm going with Natasha Romanoff, man, Black Widow.
I already had it typed out, ready to go. I was ready. I already knew.
Black Widow is like, along with Black Panther and Spider-Man, she's my third favorite Marvel MCU character of all time. Love Black Widow. One of the best fighters. You know, Scarlett, turned that character into an iconic one in these phases in the MCU. Black Widow, again, I would have loved to pair her. I thought her and Okoye would make a perfect backcourt. But it wasn't to be. But I feel good about this. And if I can get my last pick, then I feel excellent about this draft.
Well, you get 2 more picks. So
2 more. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I thought it was 5.
No, you get 6. Yeah.
I feel even better.
Look at him. He got all pumped. He's like, yeah.
Let's go.
That's funny.
So Black Widow and OG Avenger also. That has that's high points in my book.
Mm-hmm.
So we're now going to Frank
Hawkeye's
again.
Falling on the boards.
He's
man.
fallen. I thought about Hawkeye, but Frank, let's see if you take Hawkeye. You have the 18th overall pick. Frank's on the clock.
Tell us how you really feel, Frank. Jeez.
Yes. So a lot of the OGs are gone off the board. Not named Hawkeye. There are some quality villains though left, and anti-heroes left as well. And this anti-hero is a favorite of mine, for sure. And Mr. Barenthal from John Barenthal played him this iconic role.
No, he's not in the draft.
What? He's not in the draft?
Punisher?
Yes.
No, he's not in the MCU yet.
He's not in the MCU yet.
Okay. Well, let me pivot then.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go.
To clarify, Justin, you want to quickly clarify about the difference between the MCU and then the other?
Yeah, it's got to be the MCU. It can't be like the Netflix series. Now, granted, Daredevil from the MCU from the Netflix series, he is in the MCU now because we saw him in Spider-Man: No Way Home. We saw him in She-Hulk series, and obviously Wilson Fisk, Kingpin is also in the MCU as he was a part of
Hawkeye.
But Punisher is not there yet. Now, will he be? Probably in the future. Yeah, there's a good bet he will be. But as of right now, the Punisher has not been seen or heard in the MCU.
I'm gonna give Frank back more time.
So Frank, yeah. So
we can
Frank now.
clarify that.
Yeah, no Punisher.
Sorry, Frank.
No worries. I'll go with my 4th pick then. This is another character who got their powers from the Infinity Stones. Great fighter. Was the antithesis of the opposite of Ultron and Avengers Age of Ultron. I'm gonna go with Vision with my pick.
Motherfucker.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yep.
I was gonna unite him with Wanda, keep her in check. But no, you had to go. All right. I respect that.
Hey man, let me some Vision, man. Let me some Viz.
Fair enough. And there's talk that he's got his own show kind of coming up too.
Yeah, it's called Vision Quest, not a joke. That's what they're going to call it. So, or potentially, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he was following the boards for sure.
Yeah, and also he has the power to lift the hammer too.
This is true,
as we saw in Age of Ultron. So.
He can phase, super strength,
super
high
smart
intellect. Yeah, I mean he's a quintessential character who also played a huge role in the future films.
Yep. So now we go to pick number 19. Desmond A's back on the clock. Desmond A, what are you thinking?
So you inspired me, Justin, about picking a villain.
Right.
And I don't really like the word villain because it always depends on who's telling the story, whether the
Right.
whoever's telling the story gets to decide who the villain is. I just think this character was misunderstood. I mean, if your father banished you when you were at your prime, I think you'd be a little pissed too. Your throne was stolen from you, you'd be pissed too. So therefore, I'm going to have to go with.
Are you ready?
Hela.
The
Yes.
pick is in. Okay. So with the 19th overall pick in the MCU 2022 MCU character draft, Desmond A selects
Hela from Thor Ragnarok.
Goddess of Death.
Goddess of Death.
good pick.
Great pick.
Another
That is
villain
a
coming off the board.
really
Yeah.
great pick. Yeah. Real quick, Trisha had a question. So could you draft Vision and White Vision?
I got them all.
Yeah,
Got them all.
There's only one. We don't have duplicates of characters. Yeah. But that is, Patricia, that's a good point. I didn't really think about that when I was coming up with these rules, but that's something I'll need to remember for next year. Yeah.
Yeah. Good time. So, but Hela, Goddess of Death, you know, I think that's an excellent choice, as Trisha does agree, because you know, she kind of came out of left field, like no one knew about her, and she kind of said, I'm here and all will fear me.
Yeah, she had it all. She was powerful, she was strong, hand-to-hand combat, you know, out the gate. You
Destroyed Miranor.
Yeah. She makes her own weapons, like, you know, she's everything. She was funny. She made me laugh when I watched her. Like,
Also, she looked great in that bodysuit.
I had Hela 24 on my power rankings and on my draft board.
Okay.
Yeah.
She had bars, man. Man.
Oh, that's funny.
So now we're back to me. We're to pick number 20. I'm on the clock, and I'm gonna need some time here. So y'all ask me questions or talk amongst yourself, because I've got to think about this one. I'm not sure where to go.
So I know Desmond A. I mean, you just met Tristan, Justin, and myself today. You've known Frank for a bit. You know, are you surprised with anyone's picks thus far, in the sense of, you know, strategy, or, you know, what are your thoughts?
I'm surprised Frank picked Captain Marvel, because he hated that damn movie. I was shocked by that one.
Yeah, but I was strictly going off like just abilities. Like I try to take my my liking or not liking of a character and go strictly off what can you bring to the table. And I mean, she's literally one of the more powerful Avengers out there.
Yeah, she is.
Hey, Justin, I know you're thinking about your pick. I'm just going to throw it out there. No one's chosen anyone from Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, Kevin Bacon is you know, on the board.
I have one on my big board. A surprise.
Okay, just throwing that out there.
I've got a couple options here, and I'm really having a hard time deciding who to go with, because I think, man, there's a lot of good characters left.
There are.
And I think I've done a good job of kind of explaining my picks.
I agree. You've got 30 seconds, sir.
Okay, I'm ready. You know, this one might seem like a stretch, right? But that's okay, because this character can stretch. With the 20th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, I'm taking Mr. Fantastic, John Krasinski from Doctor Strange. Yeah.
All right.
Got to. Now, will he be Mr. Fantastic in future movies? I don't know. But I've got him for now. So Mr. Fantastic, that's my pick.
Okay.
Yeah. Did not get the response I thought I was going to get. So
I mean,
I don't know if everybody has seen the Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness movie, but that was like the best part of the movie. Come on.
I think it's one of those things where you got a multiverse version of him, and how his fate was portrayed early on in that film left a lot of bad taste in people's mouths, especially like Fantastic Four fans. So I think people suppressed him out of their mind. I know he was on my board at all.
None whatsoever.
Well, I mean, I said it was a reach. He has the ability to reach, so that's my
joke. No, I think, I mean, for what little, you know, we did see him in Multiverse of Madness, the cameo itself was fantastic, of course. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But you know, seeing him presently there and knowing what happens, especially when my girl took out your guy. Just saying.
But whenever like people were fan casting him for years, and then when John Krasinski actually played the character and people saw it on screen, it was like I wouldn't say a viral moment, but it's a pretty big moment.
It had no moment whatsoever when I went to go watch the movie.
Okay, fine.
I think the bigger moment was like what Trisha was saying is Professor X, you know, knowing and seeing
still
Charles
board.
Xavier, you know, come out in the little hover chair. My God, like, and hearing the theme music. Whew, yes. Yeah. All right.
We're going to the 5th round, Brittany. 2 rounds to go. 5th round, 21st overall pick. You're now on the clock.
All right, y'all. Talk amongst yourselves while I look through our list and see who I'm going to go with.
So there's one OG Avenger left? No one likes Hawkeye?
I mean, I don't have anything personal against him.
I considered him. I thought about it, but I think there's just other characters that I like better.
Yeah,
he's got skills.
I considered him as well, but
Wow.
I mean, who knows? We all have 2 picks left, so he might come off the board. He might not. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
His show is the only show I haven't watched yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
His was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I love the chemistry between Clint and Kate Bishop. I thought it was great chemistry. It was fun. It was a fun watch. And it's 6 episodes? It's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a really short. And I think it's just a one-off series.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, it's a fun watch. It's a fun watch. All right. I think I've got my pick. I think my pick is in.
The pick is in. With the 21st overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Brittany selects
Yelena Belova.
Good pick.
I think of course, my boy Tristan, of course, had to get Black Widow herself, Natasha Romanoff, and I think Yelena, from what we have seen her in the MCU in both Hawkeye as well as Black Widow movie, she's got skills, right? She's got skills. She knows how to hide in the shadows. She is incredibly intelligent as well. Love the fact that she, called out Natasha about her superhero landing and like, what the hell is up with that? But with Yelena, I think, because I'm looking at my picks thus far, I've got a lot of people who have magical abilities or just, powerful in that right. But, you got to have some balance, right? You got to have some balance with people who, can feet on the ground and who can take care of shit, at the ground level. And I think she is someone who can do that. So Yelena Belova, I take her for who she is and love everything about her.
Good pick. Also, she was prominently featured in Hawkeye. So
she was prominently featured in Hawkeye.
Not prominently, but she was a part of Hawkeye.
She had a good moment for sure. Yeah,
no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Tristan's back on the clock. Pick number 22.
I got four left on my board. Man, I have some sleepers here, but got a strong squad so far. T'Challa, Bucky, Spider-Man, Black Widow. I'm gonna make this really awkward for my own squad, but my pick is in.
The pick's in. With the 22nd overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Tristan selects.
Well, his friends call him Cuckoo, whatever the fuck.
Cuckoo
Khan. Sound like Cuckoo Cow to me, like a rapper from Milwaukee, man.
Oh my God, Frank's impersonation of that was fantastic.
Yours is pretty good right now, yeah.
Thank you.
But his enemies call him my 5th pick, which is Namor.
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 Good pick.
I mean, misunderstood anti-hero. Some would say villain, as Desmond says, depending on who's telling the story. But as far as power, as far as just like his abilities, fighting abilities, his whole body is pretty much vibranium. Scary as hell. He, like when he was on screen, like I felt like he meant everything that he said. He said, "I'll be back in a week." He came back literally in a week, within an hour. So man, like just made a huge splash in Wakanda Forever. Obviously, if you read the comics, like he, his name rings out very heavily in those Wakandan streets. Yeah, Namor, number 5.
Great pick.
I contemplated having him too, and Trisha is all about this pick. Tristan,
Appreciate
best
that.
pick of the night, she says.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
Namor's
that.
I was on my board too.
They don't call him General. They don't call him King. Cuckoo gun.
Fucking amazing. Love it.
That was great.
That was so good. Yeah, no, I think he's definitely a worthy. I say villain. Others will say he's not a villain. I think he's a villain. But as we here on the Watchers in the Basement have said time and time again, at least Justin and I have, the best villains are those who think that they're the heroes of their own story. So definitely a worthy contender, Tristan. So good job.
Another good pick. Okay, Frank, you're back on the clock. Number 23 overall.
Yeah, man. As we get through this draft, I mean, all the popular characters have gotten drafted, but there are still some sneaky, powerful picks who are mainstays, but not on the forefront of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And with this pick, I like this pick because this character has a great story. He was much of a nomad most of his life. Didn't know his past until very recently.
If you say Brandon Stark,
Not in the MCU, also.
Not in MCU.
he just started off with he's got a great story, and I'm like, God, if you say Brand Stark
And Nomad.
and Nomad for a long time, Jesus.
But no, but he's a great character. Viewed as a villain, and I think he was as well from the Black Panther universe.
Let Justin do the intro.
Is the pick in?
Pick is in.
Pick is in. With the 23rd overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Frank selects
Eric Killmonger.
Eric
pick.
Stevens, Killmonger.
Great pick.
I had to go. I had to go with the Black Panther. Even though he's not officially a Black Panther, same powers as Black Panther, twice as ruthless, complex character. Really stole the show in Black Panther 1. So
awesome cameo in Wakanda Forever. Also,
absolutely.
Hell yeah,
absolutely.
So, shout out to Yesenia here in the chat who's joining us. Appreciate you being here. Another longtime Watchers fan, and Trisha supports this pick as well. Frank, solid.
Thanks, Trisha. I appreciate you.
We're all here for that toxicity. It's all good.
Toxicity. That's good. Like we're here for the camaraderie.
But if you had said Bran Stark, I was gonna fight you over the internet.
That's toxicity right there. Yeah.
Right.
Good God.
No doubt about it.
That's what we need to do next. We need to do a draft of our Game of Thrones, House of Dragon.
I thought about that. I thought about doing a draft of the DC characters, but I think it would be a Deadpool instead of a draft pool because they're getting rid of characters and who knows what's going on over there.
Right.
Anyway, we probably will do that in 2023. But
I think we should.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat if you want us to do a draft of Game of Thrones / House of the Dragon characters, because I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
So Desmond, you're back on the clock.
I am back on the clock.
Number 24 overall.
Yeah.
Where are you looking? Where are you thinking?
See, a lot of my people that I had left, just got picked. So
yeah.
So I have an idea that I think I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's what I want to do though.
You still got time.
Yeah.
About a minute 35 to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is tough, y'all.
Yeah, it's getting tough. Really tough.
There's still a lot of characters though. Like you
Yeah.
have to kind of like they're just. It's not the name recognition that
Yeah.
maybe we're used to, but there's still a lot of good, and there's still a lot of crucial characters. But then maybe they just don't stack up, maybe power wise, with other people. So I get it.
Yeah. I think I'm ready.
She's ready. The
Alright.
pick is in,
Alright.
Brittany.
Take us in.
With the 24th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Desmond A selects.
Well, my number 2 on my board was actually Doctor Strange, and that's already gone.
Yes.
So I figure I need to have a master of the mystic arts. So I might as well have the Sorcerer Supreme himself, Wong.
Wow.
Wong.
Mm-hmm.
Also Benedict.
But if you get Wong, that doesn't mean you get Madison. You have to take her separately.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Please.
Because I might take Madison with my last pick, honestly.
Jesus.
What a great
Justin.
character. What a great character. Come
Yeah.
on.
I really
No.
like Wong. He's a good friend. He's powerful in his own way. Scarlet Witch tried to kill him a couple of times, but he survived.
He did.
He didn't necessarily kick her ass, but he survived. So
He did.
he has some strength about him.
One feather in your cap for the Wong pick is he's in a lot of stuff. Now,
Yeah.
not tremendously long in some of these things, but he's popping up. But he was in Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
He was in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
He's been in
Mhm.
some other stuff, here and there. So he's
Mhm.
he's very much involved in the MCU,
Yeah.
and going forward also. So
Yep.
good pick, interesting pick. I don't know that a
Mhm.
lot of us were going to take Wong in this draft this early, but
Mhm.
good, good mixing it up. I like to mix it up. Let's have
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
For sure.
Let's get crazy.
Get crazy.
Great pick. Trisha wants to know who's taking Ebony Maw.
Ebony Maw, which
Ebony Maw is from the is it the
Avengers,
from
Avengers.
Endgame, and
yeah,
Infinity War
Yeah.
one of Thanos's people.
from the Black
Minions?
Order.
Right.
Yeah.
And also we got some votes to do a Game of Thrones hot D. Hadn't said that in a while. Hot D draft, and then Amber begs to be on that draft if she's available. So we got a plan for that, y'all. Just
Yeah.
got to do it.
So we're to pick 25. I'm back on the clock. Start the clock for me, please. Okay, here we go. So, wow, there's a lot of there's still a lot of good options for me,
Mhm.
and my last pick, I admit, was kind of a reach, but I thought like this character had such a cool entry, and people wanted this character for so long that I felt like I needed to take him.
Mhm.
But this other character, the character that I'm gonna take at number 25, is not a reach, but can also reach out and do some cool stuff. So my pick is also in.
All right.
With the 25th overall selection in the 2022 MCU character draft, I select Miss Marvel.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
And Biggin. What else can I say? Great series.
Mhm.
Also, Marvel is in her name.
Mhm.
So, newer character, but honestly, like one of my kind of dark horse favorite characters, like going forward.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see her with the other Avengers and what happens. Even like in the Marvels movie that she'll be in with Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Coming up, I believe it's in May. Maybe it's in June. Anyway, it's coming up in 2023. Miss Marvel's the pick. I'm pretty happy with that one.
I think
She was on my list, yeah.
she showed a lot in her show, and then there's a lot to be had, I'm sure, for her, because as Justin said, you only get the character from its past and present, not its future.
Mhm.
Right.
But
And
Kamala Khan was, I think, fun character overall, but definitely a lot to be had.
yeah.
And she's a
yeah.
Jersey girl like me.
There we go.
Aw, there you go.
You could have taken her. She was right there.
On my list, she was next. So
There's
She's
also a
also
minor that's kind of frowned upon.
she's also a mutant though from the MCU, which
Wow.
is
Yes.
kind of cool. She was actually the first mutant. The first time they ever mentioned the word mutant was on her show. So
hmm
I want everyone who's listening, all the voters, to remember this stuff that I'm saying because this is key. This is key stuff because this is a Marvel. This is an MCU character draft. So
Technically, in this iteration, aren't Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel mutants too?
But they haven't been identified as such.
Mm.
That's the only difference. They were established because the way that they were because they couldn't use mutant
right.
in the MCU. That was still a Fox property. So
But Namor and Miss Marvel are the only established mutants thus far.
So Trisha wants to know
Anyway.
how many picks do you each get with this draft? We each get six.
And we are entering our final picks. So we're now in the 6th round. 26th overall. Brittany, this is your final selection. Start the clock.
Oof, y'all.
Okay, so this is your last pick, your last chance. Your last chance to appeal to the voters out there to sell your team.
All right, y'all. So my team pretty much consists of a lot of power.
Yep.
You know, we've got Scarlet Witch, arguably the most powerful character in the MCU. We've got Doctor Strange.
Yep.
I don't remember else who we have. Just kidding.
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Yep.
And He Who Remains.
Right.
As well as Yelena Belova.
Yep.
So I think for the most part, it's pretty well rounded. I think, but I think
Balanced.
Balance. Thank you. But I think this next pick is really going to bring it in because this character is not one, but 3 characters in one body.
Okay. Is the pick in?
The pick is in.
The pick is in. With the 26th overall selection in the 2022 MCU character draft, Brittany selects
Moon Knight, Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, Mr. Knight, Jake Lockley. Got to do it. Had to do it.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of value. A lot of value with this pick.
That is a lot of value.
A lot of characters. You're also getting one of the better performances by an actor. Not that, I mean, the MCU is loaded with great actors and great performances, but I think for Moon Knight, his acting was a standout for a series that, let's be honest, wasn't the best. I don't think.
See, and this is where you and I will disagree on it.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy the psychological aspect of this show and how portraying all in one character, almost like in different scenes. He became 2 characters at once, right? Or not at once, but you get the idea what I'm trying to say. But the skill set that the skill set that Mark Spector has as a former, I think he was a Marine, and Stephen Grant just being like this really super nerdy guy who's obsessed with Egyptology, and then understanding who Khonshu the god is and things. I mean, it helps Mark Spector out entirely. And then, what little we got to see of Jake Lockley, it just kind of leaves you wanting more. So I think, having three personalities in one body who can kick your ass and also, quiz you at the same time, I think is pretty awesome. So like I said, you have in this character a little bit of the supernatural, and then you have just, the regular guy who can kick your ass. And I think kind of helps round out my team entirely.
Amber loved the pick.
I know she does. You're my girl. You're my girl. I know you love my pick. Thank you.
Come on, Amber. Give me a chance. I haven't even had my final pick yet. Don't cast your vote yet. Wait till you see everybody's picks.
Don't do it. So Angie says these picks are so good. Yes to Game of Thrones and Hot D draft. All right. So we're doing it. We'll
have to do that. That'll be fun. Definitely. So now we're moving on to pick number 27. This is Tristan's final pick. Let's start the clock. Tristan, what are you thinking here?
I was gonna walk y'all through my thinking a little bit here. I've been stressed over this last pick. I'm gonna throw some stuff out. So one of the last, I have 3 people left on my big board.
Okay.
I was gonna go super hipster and go Phil Coulson.
I thought about him too.
Really essential character. I mean, every time he's there, he plays a big role, whether it's in bit role, big roles in the Avengers movies or in Captain Marvel or whatever, or as a starring role in like Marvel Agents of Shield. Phil Coulson, very big character. Always says the right thing. Great character. But this comes down really to two. I'll name them. My first runner up, my boy Drax. Almost went Drax here. I mean, obviously, powerful fighter. He has a fun, complex story. But I'm there because of the character, like the humor. He has some of the best humor that I've seen in the MCU. But my last pick.
You ready?
I'm going with the heart, man. My final pick is in.
The pick is in. With the 27th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Tristan selects
one Ant-Man. One Ant-Man. Like I went up and down all the draft eligible characters, and I always kept coming back to Ant-Man. Like what it comes down to is if you have a movie out, am I going to watch it? Am I going to be excited to see this character on screen? And both Ant-Man movies check check off each part on that list.
Yep.
Fun movies. Ant-Man quietly has played a big role in a lot of big events. Starting with obviously starting with Ant-Man, Civil War, so on and so forth. Like he's played a huge role in the MCU for a character that a lot of people just don't show the necessary respect off screen and on screen. But Ant-Man, man, great character. I think he's come along unexpectedly to be one of the most important heroes that we have in the MCU, man. So my sixth pick goes to Mr. Rudd.
Good pick. Yeah, your team's pretty solid. You've got mostly Avengers with one, kind of a quasi, villain, or I guess what's the other term that the Rock uses for Viking? Not that, no.
Anti-hero. Yeah.
Anti-hero. There we go.
I like what I said better.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, you and Frank are good at that. That's a good.
I would hope I'm good at it. Shit. My
saying
people.
Cuckoo Khan? Your people are Wakandan? I mean,
my people are Aztecs.
We've been doing this podcast for 4 years. You're burying the lead. If you're a Wakandan and like you didn't tell anybody till right now, I mean, I appreciate you saving it.
Listen, I was supposed to keep it a secret, okay?
Okay. Well,
duh.
Yeah, I expect some vibranium gifts for Christmas. That's all I'm saying.
You will get none.
Fair. That's what I deserve. Okay, so we're going on now to pick 28. Frank, it's your final pick. Let's start the clock for Frank.
Yeah, so I get it's plenty of thought. I mean, there's so many characters left, and I have a good mixture of power, fighting ability, hand-to-hand combat, gods. But with all my picks, I don't have a woman. And one thing about the Watchers of the Basement, we're all about inclusion of all walks and kinds, LGBTQ community, Black, Hispanic, all. We included all. And I had to go back. I had to go back to the Thor series for this pick because I couldn't believe that she was not mentioned. Again, vital fighter, great swordsman, all of that. So the pick is in. The pick is in.
Okay. With the 28th overall pick in the 2022 MCU character draft, Frank selects.
I mean, I got to go with the one and only Valkyrie, man. I mean, I got to go with that. I mean, she's Asgardian, powerful, beautiful.
She's king of Asgard. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And the term king has no pronouns to it. She's that bad bitch. So Valkyrie it is.
Mm-hmm.
Very good pick.
Oh. Trisha agrees. Valkyrie's a badass. Yes, she is.
Great
and
actress.
Boy, can she drink.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, Tessa Thompson does a fabulous job as being Valkyrie.
It's funny because I've always thought that if Tessa Thompson played Captain Marvel would be so much better.
Yeah.
because
Off top.
she's so much more charismatic. She has so much more charisma. Like she's likable. You could see her like being the super powered person. I mean, obviously Valkyrie is also, but like that's what I thought whenever I saw Captain Marvel. I was like, man, if Tessa Thompson played this character, or I mean, almost anybody, but who we got? What's her name?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. Yeah, sorry, not a big fan. Yeah, so good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond A, we're on to your final pick, the 29th overall. Desmond A's on the clock.
Okay.
Un momento. There we go.
There we go.
Now she's on the clock.
Now she's on the clock. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm here. I'm looking at my team that I have so far.
Yep.
And right now I have 3 men and
Yep.
2 women. So
Yep.
I think I want to pick a woman.
Even the odds. Yeah.
Yeah, to keep it balanced. And there are a couple of people that I'm debating about,
Mhm.
but there's one that is standing out to me. We haven't seen much of her yet, but what we have seen of her, I was a huge fan of.
Okay.
So I think I'm ready.
I'm kind of scared that you're going to take my selection, but the pick is in. So here we go with the 29th overall selection in the MCU 2022 MCU character draft. Desmond A selects.
I'm going to have to go with the Wasp herself.
Oh,
What's her
Okay.
name? Her real
there
name?
you go.
Yeah, Hope Van Dyne. There you go.
Oh,
Van Dyne,
Van Dyne.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Wasp.
The
Okay.
Wasp.
Good selection.
hmm
Only you could have got Ant-Man. You could have had like that team up there.
But hey, she taught him how to fight, so
That's true. Yeah.
That she did.
yeah.
That woman is a force to
Yeah.
be reckoned with.
hmm And I like that, she can make herself really small like Ant-Man or really big.
And she can fly.
Yeah, and she can fly, yes. So
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think she'll be a good asset to my team.
For
Mhm.
sure.
Good call. Okay. So now we're to pick number 30. It's
Mhm.
my pick. It's the final pick in the draft.
It's the
I'm gonna-
final count. Oh wait, sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't sing too much of that song. We won't have the rights to it or whatever.
Nah, la, la, la.
yeah.
You're on the
So
clock.
I'm on the clock. A lot of ways to go here. There's a lot of villains still out there. A lot of Spider-Man villains. I thought we might see some Spider-Man villains go, but they're basically all available. Those could be a good pick for me.
If you pick Hot Aunt May,
Well, I was kind of thinking about it, but
he
no.
thought about it. Yeah.
No. Like there's a lot of great options out there still. And like again, Hawkeye's still on the board.
Mhm.
I feel kind of compelled to take him, but I think there's just another character out there that I like a lot more, and that character's still out there. But I'm going through the list because I want to make sure. I don't want to leave someone out there that I should take. And there's a lot of
Robert does
characters.
have experience. A lot of experience.
It's a lot of characters. No one took an Eternals character. I'm kind of surprised. I mean,
I am not at all surprised.
Eternals has an evil Superman, and don't think I haven't thought about taking Icarus because that's also from Game of Thrones. That's our guy Rob Stark. So
It sure is.
I thought about that, but I
Mm.
knew that this character would probably go late. So I was like, I don't have to reach for that character. Man, I'm still trying to find what I'm looking for here, and the pick is in.
All right. Pick us in.
So with the 30th and final pick of the 2022 MCU character draft, I'm taking She-Hulk. I have to.
Okay.
Have to take She-Hulk. Great character, great series. And then also some of y'all took characters that are in her series and she kind of was the boss on those characters. So that just gives me another edge on some of y'all. Like Daredevil, for example.
Listen, all they did was bang. Okay. It's fine.
Yeah, but she was in control though. Let's be real.
Hey, now let's keep it PG if possible. Now let's not talk about dominatrix and subs and dubs and shit.
Oh, I mean, it's still a Marvel series. Did you watch?
I mean, the Walk of Shame was great. That was such a great scene.
And who did the Walk of Shame?
Daredevil did, but
Daredevil
you know,
did,
it's
yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Exactly. So She-Hulk was the one in charge.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all
So
right.
that does it.
I'm not surprised that you picked her at all. Trisha
like
wants
the
to know no one drafted Superman. Ha ha ha.
Not available.
Not available.
He would have been number 1 overall in DC.
I would have picked Henry Cavill. Period. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I wish DC would pick him.
Let's not even get started on that.
Yeah.
All
So that's the
right.
final pick. Let's talk about the teams before we get out of here. Let's go over the teams one more time. Brittany, give us the name, all your characters, and tell the voters why they should vote for you.
So real quick, Faith is asking, could Heimdall have been an option? Yes, Heimdall was on the list. Heimdall definitely was on the list. However, you know, we all chose based on our own strategies or lack of me. So yeah, he definitely was on the list for Thor characters. Trisha says was just joking since they made a reference to him in terms of Eternals. Was it Eternals? Yeah, it was Eternals. I don't remember anymore. Anyway, so going over my list, my number 1 pick was Scarlet Witch, aka Wanda Maximoff. Number 2 was Dr. Stephen Strange. Number 3 for me was Daredevil / Matt Murdock. Number 4 for me was He Who Remains. We did see him at the end of Loki, just to refresh everyone's memory. And my final pick, wasn't my final pick, just kidding, not my final pick, second to final pick was Yelena Belova. And my final pick was Moon Knight / Stephen Grant / Mr. Knight / Jake Lockley. I went for power. Let's put it this way. I went for power in the mystic arts or magical arts, whatever you want to call it. I think it's really hard to compete with that just on a ground level, but to balance that out, I did choose people who could kick your ass on the ground level with Daredevil, Yelena Belova, and Moon Knight. Now, Amber did ask the question earlier about with having select Moon Knight, doesn't he also have doesn't that include Khonshu? I think he just more or less has the powers of Khonshu, just not Khonshu himself, because that would have been a separate being altogether. So to keep that in mind, you've got powerful people in their own right. You've got one person who's 3 people in one who can kick your ass, and the other 2 will literally just kick your ass. So I think I've got intelligence, I've got strength, I've got power, and I've got your vote. Thank you very much.
Solid ending. Good job, Brittany.
Thank you.
Okay, Tristan, let's talk about your team and why should our viewers and listeners vote for your team?
You should vote for my team because it is the best team. We got T'Challa number 1. We got leadership guy, king guy, rich guy, smart guy. T'Challa could really take up all 6 spots on my team if need be. We got Spider-Man. Kind of goes without saying, it's a Spider-Man.
Right.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Got Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier.
Such a good pick.
Man, it wasn't it.
Hashtag humbled.
We got Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, one of the coldest ever. And lastly, we got Ant-Man. This is no, not lastly. We got Namor.
Yep.
So we got one of the coldest anti-heroes. We have some of the best hand-to-hand combat characters, and then we have Ant-Man, who can just kind of plug in the right holes. I made this team not just for star power. I made this team for fit. Chemistry means a lot to me. Obviously, we'd have to deal with the fact that Namor killed T'Challa's mother.
Small detail. You're right.
Have fun with that.
Literally water under the bridge. Yeah, go ahead.
If we can get past that, we can really put something together.
He's like, we have a great fit. By the way, one of our co-stars killed the other co-star's mother, but great fit though.
Yeah. And he said water under the bridge. That's just messed up.
Literally water under the bridge. Literally.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm very happy, and once again, I'm coming to ask you for your vote. and we appreciate it.
That is Team Tristan. Good job. Frank, let's go through your picks and tell the voters out there why they should pick you.
I thought you were going to say villains.
Yeah, of course. So,
Sorry.
so my first pick was the third pick in the first round went Thor Odinson. Second pick, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. Third pick, probably still of the draft, Shang-Chi. Um, Vision with my fourth pick, Killmonger with my fifth pick, and Valkyrie to round out my Avengers, my top six. I think with my team, man, I have versatility. I have gods. I have martial artists. I have intergalactic powerful entities and Captain Marvel. I have tacticians and Brainiac, yet with fighting skills with Killmonger, and just a badass with Valkyrie. I think my team is fluid. I think my team has everything you can possibly imagine as far as fighting skills, intellects, just godlike ability. Again, I didn't go for star power either. I went for versatility. And if there's a threat that's going on, whether it's a global threat or intergalactic threat, I have heroes that can fly, who can fight intergalactic threats outside of Earth. I have heroes who can fight on the ground, with Killmonger, and Shang-Chi. Um, and yeah, I think that's why you should vote for me. I'm all about versatility.
Frank, team versatility. Good job, Frank. Desmond A, it was so great to have you on the show.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Great being here. Thank you so much for having me.
It's fun to be here. Let's talk about your picks and tell the voters why they should choose Team Desmond A.
Okay, so very quickly, my team consists of the first Avenger, Captain America, aka Steve Rogers, Hulk, also known as Bruce Banner, General Okoye of Wakanda, Hela from Ragnarok, or what's left of it, Wong, Sorcerer Supreme, and the Wasp. And I tried to model my team as closely as possible to the original Avengers. As Frank said, I wanted my team to be versatile. So I wanted gods, I wanted magic, I wanted regular people who were just badasses. So I think I did a really good job picking people who had all of those attributes, and I also wanted it to be as balanced as possible. So that's why I have 3 powerful men and 3 powerful women. And so yeah, please vote for me.
Good job.
Well done.
That's
Thank you.
Team Desmond A. Good
Team
work.
DEI, diversity and inclusion, man. I'm
Oh,
all about it. I love it.
Goodness. Oh, Frank.
So let's now talk about my team.
Mhm.
Team
No.
Justin, the winning team, the one you
No.
know you want to vote for. And here's why you're going to vote for my team. I've got a guy with my first pick. I took a guy named Tony Stark. You ever heard of him? He's Iron Man. Kind of a big deal in the MCU. And this is, oh, by the way, this is the MCU character draft. The first movie of the MCU, what was that? Oh, it was Iron Man in 2008. The biggest movie of the MCU was a little movie called Avengers Endgame. Who made the sacrifice play in that movie? Oh, it was Tony Stark, Iron Man. What a wonderful pick. And he was the 5th overall pick in this draft. He should have gone number 1 overall. You should vote for me just for that reason. But then my second pick, I took Thanos. Thanos is available 10th overall in this draft. Like, Thanos? Oh, who is he? I mean, the villain of the Infinity Saga, the biggest, honestly, like the biggest series of movies in the history of movies. The greatest villain of the MCU, one of the greatest villains on film. Yeah, that was my second pick. My third pick was Loki, Tom Hiddleston. Like, I maybe got the best actor in the draft, and this is a draft full of great actors. I got Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, Tommy H.
Will disagree with you on that, but go ahead.
Still, Loki, what a great character Loki is. Who was in the first Avengers? Obviously he was in the Thor movies, but then he was the villain in the first Thor Avengers movie. Then he was like, made a transition. He had his own show on Disney Plus. He's got a season 2 of his own show, which is coming out, I believe, in 2023. So, who doesn't like that Loki series? I like it. You should vote for me just for that reason. Number 4. Oh, and by the way, number 4, guess who I took with my 4th pick? Oh, Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four, John Krasinski. Look at how that worked out. I just figured that out right now on the fly, but what a genius I am to take him with my 4th pick. The leader of the Fantastic Four.
Oh,
Jim from The Office. Come on. That's my guy. I got him in the MCU.
Does that
Come on.
count as part of his past?
Sure. No, not in the MCU. But John Krasinski still. Great pick by me. Come on. My 5th pick was Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel, like I said, she has Marvel in her name. Also, the actress who plays Miss Marvel, Iman Vellani, is a huge MCU fan. Seriously, right now, or after no, not right now, after this show, while you're still on YouTube, Google Iman Vellani and like Marvel trivia. She like knows everything. She's a huge fan.
This is
So
true.
am I. That's why I drafted her. What a pick. Then with my final pick, I took She-Hulk because like she's a powerful character. She's a Hulk. Obviously, the other Hulk wasn't available. He went in the first round or the second round, I believe. I got She-Hulk, which arguably is the most entertaining Marvel Studios series thus far. So like, I mean, every round I won. So I have the best team. That's how it works, right? So now that you've seen our teams, Brittany, explain to the viewers and listeners how they can cast their votes for us, and mainly for me. But go ahead.
I cannot with you tonight. Goodness. All right, y'all. So we do appreciate everyone who's joined us for the live chat. Trisha, Amber, Faith, Angie, who all took part in this, and to anyone else I missed, thank you so much for joining us, especially those watching the replay or listening to our audio podcast. However, we do need your votes. So we will be posting graphics of everyone's teams and a poll here on YouTube. So you need to be sure to come back to here and subscribe, like this video as well, just because it helps the algorithm. But that's where you're going to cast your vote. Only here on YouTube. Cast your vote for the best team in this 2022 MCU character draft pick. So yes, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All those graphics that I mentioned before are going to be posted there. But once again, come to YouTube to cast your vote. And also use the hashtag Watchers Basement to help not only grow our audience, but to get other people involved and to have them check out this video. That way they can cast their vote about my team being the best team out there, because everyone else are suckers. No, I'm just kidding. They're not. They're great people. Love you guys. But lastly, we also have our audio podcast available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, thanks to anchor.fm. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. And Justin, be prepared to lose. Just saying.
Oh, I mean, I am prepared to lose because we have, I mean, honestly, all 5 teams are great. I'm kidding about mine being the like by far the best. It's not by far the best. It's the best, but it's not by far the best. I mean, come on. Like, as long as I win by 1 vote over everybody else, that's all that matters. I just need that 1 extra vote. But no, what a great draft we just had. Thanks for everybody for watching and listening. We hope to do more of these in the future. And for this vote, we're going to leave it up until the poll will remain up until like the first of the year. So we'll probably announce the winner of the draft, probably our first show of 2023. So you've got some time, but get your votes in as soon as you can. And again, we'll post that everywhere that we are able to. Yep. Civic duty. We appreciate it.
That's right, Yesenia. That's right. Do your duty. Duty. So.
Yep. The most important vote you can cast. So anyway, anybody have any final thoughts before we get out of here?
This was fun. Thank you, Desmond A, for joining us again.
Thanks for having me. It was
so
a lot
much
of fun. Thank you.
It's great to have you on the show. Great job.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
We had a good time too. So for Desmond A, for Tristan, for Frank, for Brittany, for Justin, this is Justin saying, we will see. I forgot who I was. Like, it's Team Justin though, by the way. Vote for Team Justin. But
I'm surprised
anyway.
you didn't say I am Iron Man.
Oh, damn. See, I didn't think about it. You nailed it. So
right. I should win by default.
Yeah, you should win. That's a good point. Anyway, this is Justin saying, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Bye. Good night, guys.